Thursday. Woohoo! You made it over hump day. Now is the day to like get as much done as possible before the weekend. So, um, today I was thinking about what to talk about, and I want to talk about something called pre-commitments. Hey Jay, nice to see you. Hey Menino. Hey Mike. What's up, man? So, this is a tool, pre-commitments. This is a tool that you can use to get really amazing results in your life. So, before we had talked about like time boxing, right, and setting different times for when you want to do different things, and that how that's helpful for you. Hey, Jay. Um, but this very specific one is one that I have used a lot in my life. And this has helped me to quit drinking. This has helped me to do what I'm doing right now, right? And it's something called pre-commitments. Basically, have you ever heard them say when you make a decision, it's like you're using a knife? The word decision means decisive, right? To cut off all your other options. That's what it means. So when you make a pre-commitment, that's what you're doing. You are deciding ahead of time that this is what you're going to do, and you're not accepting any other alternative. Now, there are ways to help enforce that pre-commitment, right? That you can get leverage on yourself using things like some people go public with it, right? They say, I'm going to do this and then I'm going to lose this much weight or whatever it is, and they go public so that they feel peer pressure to stick to their commitment. There's another fun thing you could do, which would be to give yourself something like, and I think I'm going to try this myself. So I've started exercising more, but I've always been kind of a sporadic exerciser, let's just say. Good night, Jay. I've always been a sporadic exerciser. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I get myself to exercise every day, to exercise regularly? How do I get leverage on myself to get myself to do that? Because it's just not that important to me, right? So for instance, with what I'm doing right now, I made a commitment that I would go live every day for a year. And I've done that. So there have been times when I was like literally in bed. I had forgotten. I was in bed. It was midnight, and I was like, oh, crap. And I jumped out of bed and still did it, right? Because I made that commitment to myself that I was going to do that. There was no other option. I was not going to let any excuse get in the way. And I don't always do it at the same time every day, but that wasn't the commitment. The soft commitment was that I was going to, generally I made a time for it, which was 10 a.m. Pacific time. So that was, I time boxed it. I said, this is when I'm going to do it. And I try to stick to that time, right? But the inexcusable commitment is that I have to do it every day, regardless of what time it is. So, making a commitment like that and then knowing like this is what I'm doing it for, and saying there is no other option. I accept no other option. That's a pre-commitment. Okay. When I did that with alcohol, with drinking, I said, I'm going to quit drinking. I gave myself a very specific time frame. I gave myself parameters, right? I said, I'm going to quit drinking for 5 years. I'm not going to drink anything for 5 years. No alcohol for 5 years. And that was a long enough period of time that I would stop thinking about it, okay? And at the same time, I gave myself very specific actions that I was going to take instead of drinking. So I knew because I would still go out to bars, I would still go out to dinners, I would still go out with clients, right? So I had to have a specific thing that I knew when I go to the bar, I'm going to order this. If they don't have this, then I will order this, right? So if I went to the bar, I'd order a non-alcoholic beer. If they didn't have that, sadly, a lot of places didn't at that time. More places carry it now. Then I would get like a sparkling water and lime, or sparkling water and cranberry or something like that. I had a second thing that I would order. So that, and I knew that ahead of time, so I didn't have to make a decision. That's the really interesting part about pre-commitment. You do not have to make a decision. Because you don't have to make a decision, you decrease your use of willpower. You cut that away because you don't have to make a decision about it. Okay. Sometimes I have to make a decision about what I'm going to talk about when I come on live, but I don't have to make a decision about whether I'm going to go live. Same thing is like quitting drinking, right? Always having access to other things to drink and knowing what I'm going to order. So that's a pre-commitment. I made a pre-decision and then I cut off the decision. And I will say that I've now exceeded 5 years, and just all of the benefits that I got in my life from not drinking often were not ones that I recognized at the time. I didn't think they were the ones I was going for, but it's now become a part of who I am. It's now become a part of my identity. So I don't have to think about it anymore. You see, I don't have to worry about it anymore. And that's the beautiful thing about when you really get past that point. Where you don't have to think about it or question it. It's just, you just show up and you do it, right? So that is the power of pre-commitments. So today I want you guys to think about, is there something in your life that you really want to do? Maybe there's something you want to give up. Maybe there's something you want to eat. Maybe there's something you want to exercise. Maybe there's something you want to learn, right? Is there something you really want to do? And are you ready to make that pre-commitment? Because you have to like kind of be in a place where you're like, I am ready to cut off all my other options. I am just done. I am ready to do it now, right? And you could set a time period for it like I did. That's usually easier than just being like, I'm going to go to the gym every day for the rest of my life, right? That's kind of that's a little bit impractical, let's say. So set yourself something you know you can achieve, which is why when I set this thing, I was like, all I have to do is go live every day. It could be just for a few minutes, could be just to say hi. I don't have to wear makeup, right? Like I put the bar as low as I could, but I still had to do the thing. See? So that's how you put a pre-commitment in place of something you know you can do. So for instance, with exercise, it might be that you have time box out each, your time for the gym. But if you didn't make it to the time to the gym, then you have something you could do in just a few minutes at home, right? That you'll still have kept your commitment. Okay. So for instance, I didn't make it to the gym last night, but I do have the band, right? The band workout. I showed you that yellow band, right? The stretchy band. So I was like, oh, I'm tired today. I didn't quite get enough sleep last night. And I was my day was done. I had dinner. I was ready to just sit down in front of the TV and watch a little something and relax. But I was like, okay, I need to do my exercise. So I took my band and I did the exercises in front of the TV for like 10, 15 minutes. Okay. And that was it. And then I kept a commitment. Now I haven't fully made my commitment yet. I'm working on the parameters of this commitment that I'm going to make because I like to know exactly what that commitment is and that I can stick to it. I like to know that it is something that I know I can do, that I can stick to, right? So your exercise commitment, if you're like, okay, I'm going to do something, I have to exercise every day. It might just be a few yoga stretches. It might be, they're called the Tibetan rites. They're these like 6 yoga stretch poses, strengthening flexibility poses you can do. It might just be, I'm going to do 10 push-ups. If that's all I do, then, at least I did something, right? And so when you make your pre-commitment, also pre-commit as to the exact specifications of what it would take to fulfill that commitment at the minimal level, right? So what do I mean by that? That's what I just said, which is, yes, generally you might be pre-committing that you want to get in the gym and do a really good workout and pump weights and whatnot, 3 or 4 times a week. But if I don't get to that gym and I can't do that, something comes up, then these are the 3 other things I could do that would still qualify, right? So I will do 2 courses of these band exercises, or I could do 10 push-ups, or I can do, the Tibetan rites, right? That there's something else that is simple that could only take 10 minutes where I could say I can do this and I still have fulfilled my commitment. That you've got to give yourself something easy that you could do any day, anytime. Even if it's midnight, you could go like just drop down and do 10 push-ups and be like, okay, I'm done now, get in bed, right? So give yourself something like that. When you're making a pre-commitment type of decision, then always give yourself, you want the goal, right? This is like when I'm really doing great and I'm in the gym an hour and I'm pumping, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm listening to my music, woohoo, right? Or if I can't make it there, I can do this one thing for 10 minutes or 5 minutes and I still hit it, right? I still have done it. That is that's how you structure a pre-commitment. So hopefully that's helpful for you, because I think a lot of times we fail at these because we make them too big and too hard. And if you're like, I have to be in the gym 5 days a week, and there may be a day you're sick, or there may be a day that something explodes in your home, and something goes wrong at your work, or we just can't always foresee exactly what that is, and then you don't fulfill the commitment, and then you're like, well, what's the point? I broke it. You feel discouraged, you feel guilty, and you just like, it's like when you're like saying, I'm not going to eat this, and then you eat it and you're just like, okay, now I'm just going to stuff it all in my mouth, right? I'm going to eat all of it. Then that's, you're setting yourself up to fail when you do that. That's why you want to give yourself, you say, this is my goal, pump out in the gym, do sprints, do whatever. But if for some reason I didn't make it in that goal, I can do this one little teeny tiny thing, and I have still fulfilled my commitment to myself, right? And this is also a matter of integrity, having integrity with yourself. Keeping your word to yourself is such an important part of learning to trust yourself. Learning to trust others is learning to trust that you can keep your word to yourself first. So give yourself something you can do, something that is not going to be too hard. That is the secret. That's the secret to pre-commitments, okay? So the other thing, like for instance, with going live every day, right? I set myself up to make it easy. I said, what's the easiest thing that I can do? I have software set up. I have my camera stuff set up. And I know, like, within just a couple minutes, I can press those buttons and boom, it's on and it's live. I do not, if I had to go in and set up a whole setup each time and fiddle with equipment and fiddle with things, forget it, right? I wouldn't do it. And even if the last thing possible, like I'm traveling, which has happened a lot, and I don't have my camera, I don't have the computer, so I can't go live to Facebook and YouTube, at least I pick up my phone, boom, I can go live to Instagram, right? That just within a minute, right? I can just be bang, done, right? So that's what I mean. You can have your beautiful, big commitment goal of what you want to do and achieve, but always give yourself that out where there's a tiny thing, and make it as easy as possible to fulfill that commitment by setting everything up ahead of time, right? So that's what I did with not drinking, for instance. I set it up ahead of time. I said, I'm going to have in my fridge, I'm always going to have non-alcoholic beer. So if I feel like having a drink of something, not water, I've got something I can grab, right? I knew exactly what I was going to order when I went to the bar. Set it up ahead of time. By planning, you make it easy for yourself to achieve success, right? If you have to get in your car and drive some far way to get to the gym, there'll be a lot of days you're not going to feel like doing it, right? But if you can walk across and you've got like just a gym in your complex, you can go down there. It might not be the best place, but it's right there, right? Or you can do it in your living room in front of your TV. Always make sure you're set up for something you can do that's simple and easy to fulfill that commitment, and you will be able to do it. That is the secret, okay? Have your big, beautiful goal, but make sure that you've got something teeny tiny you can do in just a few minutes that still allows you to say, I did it. That still allows you to succeed. That's the secret. All right, you guys have an amazing Thursday, and I would love to hear if you have pre-commitments. Send this out to people, like, subscribe, get this out to people who you think could use it, who you think it could be helpful for. Maybe they've got some health goals. Maybe they've got some financial goals that they're struggling with. Make sure you send this video to them, share it with them so that they can understand how to set themselves up for success, how to set yourself up for success. And if you have examples of things that you have done that you won, that you made a pre-commitment and you stuck to it, and you succeeded at it, then share that. And if you have examples of pre-commitments you made that you failed at, right, that didn't work out, think about what I've said about this and ask yourself, why did that pre-commitment fail? Why did I fail to achieve that? Was it because maybe I didn't set myself something super small that I could do that would still count as winning, right? So give yourself, sit down, by sitting down and thinking and strategizing and saying, why did I fail in the past? What can I do to succeed in the future? How do I strategize and set this up? That's how you win. That's how you win at pre-commitments. That's how you win in life, is making it easy for yourself to be good. It's not about trying to use all the willpower you can and being like, oh, I have so much willpower. No, it's about setting yourself up to make it easy to be good. Right? That's the secret. That's the secret. Make it easy on yourself. Love yourself. Care for yourself. Make it easy for yourself to be good. That's how we. That's how you succeed, and that's how you get that, like, that feeling like, wow, I did it. Hey, I'm pretty good. You start to gain confidence when you do this, and you start to gain confidence. Hi DX term. Nice to see you on. You start to gain confidence as you start to fulfill your commitments, right, to yourself. Then you can do it, and you get confidence to pull on bigger and bigger projects and do more with your life. So that's the secret. I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday, and I will talk to you tomorrow.